So, are there any projects, books that you're currently working on or coming up that you can talk to us about?
So this one's tricky because I haven't finished my book proposal, so I don't know that I really want to um, talk about that. But maybe let me speak in more general terms.
Sure.
Um, a couple of years ago, I chose to refocus my writing. I was on staff at Fast Company at the time, and I was being asked to do a lot of business stories that were perfectly fine. They were perfectly serviceable about technology, about corporate cultures. But I felt a yearning to do stories that went a little bit deeper. And so I went freelance, which was a very scary thing to do in an environment where there's so much competition. There's so many writers who want that space. What it's led to is lower income, but I would say probably greater job satisfaction in the sense that I get to choose more of my stories. I get to focus on telling stories that to me are more humane, that point the reader, if I do my job well, towards bigger themes of meaning, of spirituality, of doing some good in this world. That doesn't mean that my stories are always religious stories. Most of them are still not religious stories. For instance, I did a story last fall for Travel and Leisure about Hong Kong and how the pro-democracy activists, especially the young people, were feeling 1 year after the big protests there. I have done a story about race and gentrification in Oakland, California, and how the economic changes brought about largely by the tech boom have strained things in that community. I wrote a story about a young restaurateur in Atlanta and her journey uh, in her early 30s of persevering through great personal tragedy and continuing the dream of owning a restaurant. So all these stories are secular stories, but I think they point us beyond ourselves. They point us to universal desires, bigger themes that tie humanity together.